Good morning, Downingtown STEM Academy. My name is Ryan Hires.
And my name is Evanthia Voutsakis. Welcome back to another episode of STEM TV Quarantine Edition Season 3.
Before we start the episode, we would like to let you know that STEM TV is looking for new segments to air on this season of STEM TV Quarantine Edition. If you have any ideas or talents that you want to share, please click on the link in the description below for more information and submission details.
First up, we have Brendan with STEM Weather. Let's hand it over to him now.
Good morning, Downingtown STEM Academy. My name is Schmalenberger, and today we are back with another episode of STEM Weather Quarantine Edition. Now, I will say before we get into the usual forecast from, technically speaking, last month, April 25th to the 28th, it was the anniversary of the 2011 tornado super outbreak. So even though it was a little bit ago, it's still good to go over just to know about some facts and history about how tornadoes work and what exactly happened during this time. So without further ado, let's get right on into it. In this photo you see in the background by Charles Whitenot, it features a powerful tornado touching down in Tuscaloosa, Alabama on the 27th of April in 2011, now known as the 2011 tornado super outbreak. During the 4-day outbreak, 362 confirmed tornadoes touched down, with 3 to 4 of these being EF5s. These, as well as many others, surpassed records set in all previous tornado findings and allowed April 27th to become known as the deadliest day for tornadoes. Many of these surpassed 200 miles per hour, and it is recorded as one of the most deadliest tornado outbreaks, with an estimate of around 321 casualties. In Alabama alone, 69 tornadoes touched down and passed through Birmingham and Tuscaloosa, and according to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, over one EF4 tornado touching down in Tuscaloosa was recorded to be 1.5 miles wide. Now, to put that in a bit of perspective, that's about as wide as 26 NFL football fields. And this could reach up to 190 miles per hour and ended up causing 65 casualties and $100 million in damages in Tuscaloosa alone. The rest of the United States sadly suffered a similar fate, with around $12 billion spent in damages. Now, the thought of having a tornado land in rural Pennsylvania, where we are, is completely out of the mind. It's still an idea to have a good plan set for your family or your friends, just in case a tornado ever managed to hit this area. Now, moving on from that more somber mood, today is Monday the 10th, with Mother's Day happening yesterday. Today, do expect to have highs of 63 degrees, 55% chance of rain. We are going to be experiencing some showers likely in the morning, with some clouds rolling into the afternoon. Do expect winds blowing from the northwest at 13 miles per hour. Then rolling right into tonight, it's going to be a high of 43 degrees, some partly cloudy skies, a 4% chance of rain, so we're mostly going to see all of that dissipate by the evening of today. Wind come from the northwest at 10 miles per hour. And then tomorrow, Tuesday, expect a high of 61 degrees. Once again, only a 4% chance of rain, so don't expect much. It will be getting some partly cloudy skies throughout the day, though, with winds blowing from the southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Then going into the rest of the week ahead, Wednesday, we are going to be seeing a high of 65, as well as Thursday. We will be seeing a bit more sunshine, some partly cloudy skies rolling into the afternoon. Thursday, however, we can expect to see some more clouds in the morning, where it will become steadier rain showers rolling into the afternoon. Friday, it's going to go down to 63 degrees, slight temperature change, as we are going to see the exact same thing with some morning clouds and some showers rolling into the afternoon. Saturday will go up a little bit to 68, some cloudy skies, although we will be expecting to see some sun peeking in through the morning. So if you want to go out for a jog or do whatnot, that's a great time to do it. And Sunday, it is going to be a high of 71 degrees with some cloudy skies rolling in. This time, there will be a little bit of sun peeking into the afternoon, but not much throughout the day. So this week is going to be pretty somber in terms of sunshine coming through. So that's all I got for you today, Downtown STEM Academy. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a wonderful rest of the week. See you next time.
Thank you for those weather updates. Please remember to dress accordingly based on the weather.
Next up, we have Aparna with STEM Happenings. Let's see who she's interviewing this time. Take it away, Aparna.
Hi, Downingtown STEM Academy. This is your host, Aparna Vagvala, returning to you with STEM Happenings. This week, we'll be checking in with another one of the clubs at our school. Returning to the show today will be STEM TV. On today's episode, we'll be learning more about how they've been and keeping up with the work our club has been doing, and maybe even going into some of our plans in the future. So let's get started. Joining us on the show today are Director Krishna Amin and Assistant Director Shreya Chandra. Hi guys, how have you been? All right, so to start, just a quick refresher about what we talked last time you guys were here. Could you give us a rundown of what STEM TV does? So how do we work to put together our episodes each week, and what other things have we accomplished in the past when we were in the studio?
So STEM TV is basically our school-based television program of sorts. What we do is we make our daily announcements and as during quarantine our weekly announcements, as well as doing football live streams, as well as mic night and other stuff. We even filmed graduation and guest speakers sometimes. So usually if we're in school, we do a lot of other stuff. But currently we're doing videos every week and we have multiple segments with hosts such as Aparna, and we have our directors who coordinate everything, and then we have our editors and our other staff who help us put everything together and make it flow smoothly.
All right, so you mentioned a lot of roles. Can we talk a little bit more in depth about them? What is it like to be an editor or an anchor or maybe even a director?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Aparna. So during our STEM TV quarantine episodes, we only have like 3 basic roles. So we have anchors, hosts, and editors. The easiest writer, well, not the easiest, but the most self-explanatory are the hosts. These are people such as Aparna who run the segments. Sometimes they write their own scripts, and they basically just run their own segment. They pitch ideas for us, and they run their whole segment. And then we have the anchors, and they're the people who come on between each segment, explaining each of the segments and like providing transition between them. So this week, I think it's Evanthia and Ryan. So you'll be hearing them talk after us. And then we have our editors, and our editors at the end of in the weekend, the week after we finish recording all like the anchor recordings and these segments, they really just stitch everything together, check audio levels, add transitions, your basic editing stuff. And then by Monday, we have an episode up and ready to go, which we post on STEM Student Life. I'm gonna ask for like the leadership roles, such as me and Shreya. So as director, I mainly schedule everything, make sure everybody gets everything in on time, which is sometimes a challenge. I also like run any live streaming events. So like I choose like which camera is going on when, and tell people where to aim their shots during live streams and things like that. And then just like a general like leadership coordinating role. And then Shreya, she's our assistant director. She mainly helps write the scripts, and she also fills in for me whenever I'm unable to do something or I need to do something else. So also she does a bunch of other like random things too. So for example, if you watch Mr. STEM, which came out recently, Shreya edited most of that. So you can give thanks to her for editing that. But yeah, so those are just a quick rundown of some of the roles in STEM TV.
Yeah, thank you for that rundown. It looks like there's a lot of different roles, and there's pretty much something for everyone who might be interested in joining our club. So what is STEM TV looking to do in the future, maybe when things are more normal and we're back in the studio again every morning?
With the return to the studio, because there's so many new kids that haven't been into the studio before, and because there's so many new like things wrong with the school and precautions and stuff, we want to make sure that we give everyone an equal opportunity to learn how to work within the studio. I think our main focus coming back to school will be teaching everyone how it is to be in a studio and learning how to properly run a show, even if there are certain guidelines that we have to follow. But also I want to make sure that everyone gets to see what it's like to be able to do a live stream or a live like show instead of doing edited stuff that we do currently. Our as we hope that people will come and learn and love like being in the studio because it makes it feel so much more real.
Yeah, it looks like we have a lot planned for next year. And so, how can students who may have heard a bit about STEM TV from our interviews and now want to join, how can they get involved?
Well, I'm glad you asked. So the best way to get involved in STEM TV is simply to join the Schoology group. Down in the description below, there's a link to the Schoology Schoology group access code. So if you just put that in, you'll be jump right into the Schoology group. Sorry, and I send out updates usually like weekly or sometimes more than weekly. And if you really need to, you can get in touch with me or Shreya, 21kmin@studentjsc.org. I think my email is down there in the description too. Um, and there's also an interest form if you want to fill that out. That'd be cool. But just the biggest thing is to join the Schoology group. If you join now, you might actually be able to join the thing, join the club in before graduation, because we usually film graduation, and that's something we will most likely be doing this year. But even if you don't get a chance to help with the live stream of graduation, you could still join for next year. And so you can get all involved right before all the stuff starts, and you can be ready to join STEM TV next year.
All right. Now let's end our interview with a more personal question for the both of you. What's the best moment you've had at STEM TV? Whether that was a particular live streaming event that you really enjoyed, or maybe a moment in the studio that made you really happy to be part of our team.
I think my favorite moment was probably live streaming the East-West game. There's always so much fun and there's always so many people around. It makes you feel like really important, and seeing all those people viewing from home also makes you feel really successful and fulfilled. There's always we always have a great crew, and just being together and enjoying the game together is always so much fun.
Yeah, I definitely have to go with probably like the first live stream we had together, because it was like the first time I was like with actual people since like the beginning of quarantine. So we live streamed a couple of football games at the beginning of the year, and that was super fun and rewarding, actually getting to see people. That was nice, even if it was kind of freezing outside. Also in the studio, I've had some really fun banter sections when I have to fill in as anchor. So if you guys don't know, during like normal school years, we have the anchors just randomly talk, and they get really uncomfortable, and it's really funny. But yeah, I had one banter section where someone asked me if they're trying to like get me to do conversation, right? And they're like, "Hey, did you watch Super Bowl?" And then I was like, "No, I just deadpan node." And then the conversation just ended, and there was like silence for like a solid like 5 seconds, and then we just jumped right back into the script, and it was so awkward. And the thing was, I also watched the Super Bowl too. I just didn't feel like talking that day, so I just like killed the conversation. Yeah, that's a pretty memorable moment. It's on our quote board actually in the studio.
That's hilarious. Yeah, at STEM TV, we have a lot of great moments. It's just a great team to be a part of. And that was our last question. So thank you so much for sharing your moments, guys. Before we go, is there anything else you want people to know about STEM TV?
No, not really. It's just a really fun club. You know, it's not too much time commitment. You put in how much or how you can do however you can participate however much you want. So if you want to do it a lot, you can. If you don't, that's totally fine too. Thing is, just join STEM TV, jump in the Schoology group, sorry, get that access code, and we hope to see you there.
Yeah, and we don't need any experience whatsoever, whether it be editing or anchoring or whatever. We'll help you with that. We'll get you there. So if you're interested in any way, in anything behind the scenes or on screen, just join some TV and we'll be happy to help you.
Yep, it's a great learning experience. And that brings us to the end. Thank you so much for joining us on your show, STEM TV. Make sure to check out our Instagram at DASD STEM TV and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already to stay updated. I'll be back soon with another interview, but until then, have a great week, STEM Academy, and I'll see you later on STEM Happenings. Bye.
All we have for you today, Downingtown STEM Academy. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you again next week with another episode of STEM TV Quarantine Edition.